Hello, welcome to my channel and this week's yoga class. Today we're going to do a short warm-up flow for arm balancing, and then we're going to take a look at crow pose afterwards. This particular routine you can use for pretty much all arm balancing, and it's a nice way of warming up for other flows as well if you want to. So we're going to start in a cross-legged seated position. If you need a block underneath the sitting bones to level out the hips, please do. Wherever you are, we're going to bring the hands to the knees, close the eyes and take 3 grounding deep breaths. Really trying to slow down the breathing. Inflating the whole body as you breathe in and squeezing the air back out as you breathe out. We'll do one more. We're going to open the eyes, and on your next in breath, take the hands high, really reaching tall. As you breathe out, right hand comes to the mat, left arm over the top. You're going to open up that elbow, look towards the ceiling, take a deep breath here. Breathing in, reach tall. Breathing out, left hand down to the mat this time, right hand over the top. Again, opening up that elbow, looking towards the ceiling, deep breath here. Next in breath, stretch tall. As you breathe out, right hand goes behind, left hand on right knee. We're going to twist round, we're going to look over that right shoulder and take a deep breath. Next in breath, reach tall, and as you breathe out we'll go the other way. So left hand behind, right hand on left knee, twisting to look over that back shoulder and taking a deep breath there. Good, breathing in, final time, big stretch. As you breathe out, we're just going to fold forwards. Just allow the hands to come to the floor, release the head, take a nice deep breath here. And then walk yourself up. We're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So making sure hips are over knees, shoulders are over wrists. We're going to inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking up, dropping the belly. As you exhale, you're going to round the back, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, looking up. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, squeezing those shoulder blades, looking up. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Come to a neutral flat back. We're going to start warming up the wrists. So we're just going to start by coming to a comfortable hands and knees position, so however that is for you. And then just bring the hands a little bit closer to the knees. We're then going to start rolling round on the hands. Small circles to begin with. Either direction's fine. Gradually you're going to start making those circles larger. Until you're really moving all the way forwards and back. We'll do 2 more circles. And then just very quickly bringing them small. We're going to go in the opposite direction now. So again, starting small with those circles. And then gradually making them bigger. Really trying to make sure that pressure is evenly through both hands. Really widen those circles now. Again, we'll do 2 more. And rest. Come back to sitting on your knees just for a moment and give your hands a twist round one way, round the other. Clasp the fingers together and just roll the hands round one way and then the other way. Good. We're going to come back forwards. We're going to go forwards on the hands and release. Forwards, release. We'll do this about 5 times. And then we're going to start moving the hands around. So then we're going to turn fingertips in towards each other and we're going to rock side to side. Again, we'll just do it a few times each side. And then we're going to turn the fingers away from each other. Again, rocking side to side, warming up and stretching those wrists. Finally, fingertips facing the knees. We're going to rock it back, stretching that inner forearm, which is very helpful if you're going to do a backwards hand hold or arm balance. Last one. Slowly peel the hands up. And again, twist the hands one way, back the other way, interlace the fingers, roll them round and back again. So we're going to work on a bit of strength now, and we're going to put some strength and pressure through the fingers. So again, coming back to roughly where they were originally, but this time you're going to really try to push as much pressure through those hands as you can to try and lift up onto the fingers and down. Lift up onto the fingers and down. Keep going. Again, we'll do this about 6 times. One more. And rest. Again, if you need to, you can manipulate the hands and wrists. We're going to do it one more time. Lean in on those hands, weight into the fingers, lift up and down. Keep going. Again, 6 times. One more time. And rest. Good. We're going to think about shoulders now. So we'll start with a bit of shoulder opening. So we're going to come to a puppy pose. So keeping hips over knees, you're going to walk the hands away from you and bring the head down to the mat. We're going to stay here for a bit, opening up those shoulders. You can come up onto the fingertips if that feels good. We're really just trying to open everything up. Remember, keeping that breathing slow and steady. We're going to try and put a bit of pressure through in our puppy pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to round the upper back, pull the chin to the chest. Keep breathing, really rounding. Keep holding, keep breathing. We're going to hold for another 3, 2, 1. Release back down to your puppy pose. Coming back up onto the fingertips if it feels good. We're going to hold that again. So ready, we're going to round the back, chin to chest, really pushing through. Creating some heat in that upper back. Keep holding, keep breathing deeply. 3, 2, 1. Release to your puppy. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Relax the arms a little bit, bring the elbows down. We're going to roll through. Take the feet wide on the mat, just lift up for a Sphinx pose. Just hold this for a couple of deep breaths, just sending that upper back in the opposite direction that we were just working it in. Good, and release back to the mat. We're going to bring the hands to the ribs, tuck the toes under, up and back into our down dog. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. You're welcome, if you want to pedal the feet. And we're going to do a little bit more sort of upper back and shoulder strengthening work now. So taking one final deep breath. On your next in-breath, you're going to roll through into a plank with your head being the last thing to come up. We're going to hold in our plank for 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, down dog. Good. And again, breathing in, rolling through, keeping it slow, keeping it controlled. Into your plank, head's the last thing to come up. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back. One last time. We're going to roll through, coming into our plank. Head is the last thing to come up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Chin, chest, cobra, whatever level feels good for you. You can take high or low. Tuck the toes back under, up and back, down dog. Good. We're going to bring the knees down to the mat and we're going to sit it back for a child's pose. So we're going to take 2 deep breaths in our child's pose. Then we're going to take this into a bit of a twist. So we're going to take right hand out in front. Left hand's going to come around the back. We're just going to do a bit of a twist. Nice deep breath. And back to child's pose. Other side, left hand comes to the middle of the mat. Right hand comes around the hips. Opening up a little bit for a twist. Deep breath. And back to child's pose. Good. We're going to come up to a kneeling position. So your hands, arms and shoulders should now feel nice and warm and strengthened. At this point, if you wanted to, you would start your arm balances. So we're going to look a little bit at crow pose today. You might find that you want a block or 2 if you're going to do crow pose. So the easiest way to use the block is to use it underneath the feet, so that as you're coming into your crow position, you can balance your feet on it to get better leverage. You can also, if you're worried about going forwards, you can also use it to bring your head to. But what we're going to look at is just the general setup, first of all. So what you want to make sure is that your fingers are spread super duper wide on the mat and under your shoulders. You also want to make sure that the knuckles are slightly lifted so that you're pressing into the floor with the fingertips and the base of the hand. As you can see, I'm in a crouched position. You're then going to come up and start walking into position. So with crow pose in particular, you are trying to get the knees as close into the underarms as possible. You can even bring it down so you're balancing on the elbows and then lifting the feet as you're ready. As I said, if you need a block under the feet, you can do. So as you come into position,
you are crouched on the block. Again, setting those hands up in the same way as before. Coming up, knees into the armpits, and then you're leaning it forwards. At this point you can take one foot off the other foot, or eventually both feet as needed. There are plenty of other arm holds and balances that you can try, but that's quite a nice one and a good beginner one. A lot of people learn that quite fast, that you can try. So we're going to do a little bit of a cool down now. So we're going to come to a seated position and just stretch it all out a little bit. You're going to take the right foot straight and long. Left foot is going to come into the thigh. You're going to wrap the right arm around the left knee and just twist it round. Left hand behind the back, looking over that left shoulder, keeping that right foot flexed. Breathing deeply. If you wanted to, as you release, you can put some pressure into that left leg and just lift up for a stretch all the way through and release down. Bit of fun. We then go down to the other side, left leg out, foot flexed, bringing the right foot in, wrapping the left arm round this time, right hand behind. I'm going to twist the other way. Breathing deeply, keeping that left foot flexed. And release. Again, if you wanted to, you could have a little bit of fun. Pushing up, taking the foot long, and stretching it out and back down. Good. We're going to finish quite simply with a seated easy pose. Again, if you need a block underneath the sitting bones to level out the hips, please grab that now. We're going to do one final stretch, which is good for the shoulders. We're going to take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, and just push the hands and arms away, stretching the front of the shoulders. At this point, I like to dip the head, ear to shoulder one way and the other. Drop the head forwards. Look gently up. Release the hands. Bring them to the knees. Close the eyes. We'll take 3 final deep breaths. Please feel free, if you would like to take a Savasana now or continue with another practice. One final deep breath. Open the eyes, and well done. I hope you found this informative and enjoyable as a class for today, and I hope to see you again next week. Namaste.